Hey everyone, I have here what I feel is a very interesting set. Good or bad, it's at least interesting. It's the LEGO Star Wars Imperial Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike, built to large action figure scale like the other buildable LEGO Star Wars characters and Bionicle before it and Hero Factory before it, and they've done other lines with the similar builds. So the figure uses the CCBS system, ball and socket system, or character and creature building system, while the bike, which is included all together in this one single set, it's not a super pack or anything, it's just all one box, the bike is made of mostly Technic pieces. And I think it kind of works, at least visually, just looking at it like this on display. You go back and step a few feet away from this thing, it actually looks like it's trying to be a replica. Like, the proportions look pretty good. It looks like the person has some life to him, even though it's made from these parts that typically don't impart much feeling of life being there. They're typically very robotic, but they actually work well with armored, fully armored and helmeted characters, it seems. And this one is actually an improvement on that over what they've done before, and they've actually done pretty well as they've progressed with the system. So let's check out and just see how this works overall. I guess I'm back here. I might as well just start from there and let you see that it has the closable flaps for the thrusters, the boost thrusters back here. Those can be closed up completely in realistic fashion. They've got some nice shaping with angling done with the Technic panel pieces, including some recolors that have been done. A handful of recolors actually done for this set that are actually pretty cool. The feet are actually on the pegs. They're attached with one single Technic pin each, makes them easy to remove. The hands are holding on to the actual handlebars, the control sticks there. And this does use a handful of stickers for a little bit of extra detail, but you can definitely leave those off if you want. And that's, I think, a good thing not only for folks who hate stickers, but it speaks well to the design of something when it doesn't need stickers to get its level of detail across. Now, I have to apologize for how it's kind of shaking back and forth. That's just because of the stand. The stand is included. It is just a little bit wobbly from side to side, only a little bit, just because of the flexibility of the parts. This is a long thing. It has a fair amount of weight, and there is weight in the figure as well. It's all ultimately supported by just a couple of lift arms that are rather long there, that are held up at an angle. So the whole thing is angled back. It also acts as a handle for folks who want to actually swish this around. That's a handle down there, so you would pick it up, and it even comes with one spare piece of ammo. This has a spring-loaded shooter built into it, and it also has a trigger. So as you swish this around, you pick it up from the handle underneath here, you pick it up, and then you're doing like this, and you're operating these flaps back here, the vents, opening them and closing them. See, it's looking pretty good. You also have a trigger right here. You can, depending upon the size of your hand, you might want to use one of these two fingers, but that's a trigger, and it fires off the spring-loaded projectile, and it shoots quite straight. They give you two of these in the set. There's your spare one. This works nicely. I like it. When you're done, you just set it down. You don't have to convert it to any other form to put it into a standing mode. Unfortunately, if you don't want to see that stand there, which does stand out against many backgrounds, anything that isn't a black background, this will stand out against. There's no real option for that. There's no option to just set this on the ground without the stand. You have to remove and disassemble a lot of things. I think that's an okay compromise though, because there's no way that this would be held up the way that it is in universe using repulsors with all of this just hanging out over the ground. Overall, the build for this was good. These are nicely used large ship mast pieces in dark bluish gray. Just in general, the shaping I think is pretty good, and I'm happy with how this all went together. Let's take a look at the figure though by itself. More good news here. The figure appears to stand on its own just fine. It doesn't have many flaws that are hidden by the bike when it's placed on the bike. That's actually a good surprise. Oftentimes they will try to hide away things that aren't very good by just leaving open spaces that ultimately are covered up by the vehicle to which a figure is attached. It doesn't look as good around the back as usual, but it doesn't look too bad. I think it's just the lower legs that are the worst looking parts back here, but they have built up quite a lot of substance for the thing, including around the upper back. They've added on to the backpack there. I'll give you a closer look at the helmet as well. It's actually really, really nice. But they've added these extra flaps on, using these extra system pieces, the brick-based pieces, to add on some extra bulk. They've got a nice print for that main body piece. Yeah, this is good. I like those kneecap cover pieces, which are also used on the sides of the arms up here. Nice shaping there. It just really fits well with this system. And it has a basic pistol, which is about the right size, holstered on the side. Fit it right in the hand very easily. That's appropriate. That's basically what I want, what I expect to see. So more good stuff just in general. Let's look at that helmet. Yeah, buddy, that's good. That's some good shaping, good molding, deep lines, crisp prints, multiple paint applications. Sorry about the wobbliness, but that's again just a factor of the joints and the fact that this is a long thing. But yeah, multiple paint applications with the black and the dark bluish gray going together very well. Strong replica mold. Got the insignia over here on the side as well. They've added in the grill pattern around the back. Look at this. They've printed all the way around the back of the helmet. And they've got the nice deep grill, just the shaping there, the molding there. That's good. I like it. And the posability of this thing is actually pretty good as well. Obviously, this is on a ball joint. The arms have a pretty good range. Not able to go up all the way, but there's a pretty good range in there. Forward and back, of course. Bringing the arms across the body has some limitations. You can reorient these joints if you want to change the range of motion a bit to make that work a little bit better, but right now it's really optimized for what you're going to do on the bike itself. And you have enough range for the legs, so those work out just fine. You can get this into an action pose where it'll actually stay on the ground. That's not the best right there, but it took me no time to set it up. So practically, I think it's pretty good. And man, it actually looks really good. Almost looks like a proper action figure. It's also important to me that it be relatively easy, or at least reasonable, to put the figure onto the bike without having to spend too much time working on the pose. Obviously, you kind of want to give it a head start with the overall crouched position, but once you do that, there's plenty of range of motion for the pegs there. The whole thing goes up and down, and each one can individually move, so you can pretty quickly find that spot where the pin just fits in, and then the hands just rotate. And again, plenty of range of motion here. This moves forward and back. The end is able to rotate, so you don't need to get it lined up perfectly. This guy's already halfway set up, halfway ready to go. Just flip this around, turn this, stick that in there, find the spot where it works, get it to be happy, and then just get this one in, and then you can just kind of fine tune it from there. If you want to get them to be down a little bit more, you have enough room to still be able to articulate, to get the whole figure down in it a little bit more, get that head to be angled up. You can have him looking to the side. You can have him kind of shifting his weight over to one side to make it look like he's starting to go into a turn a little bit like that. That's good stuff. I feel like this is one of the better CCBS based sets that LEGO has done, one of the more successful ones. I feel like with many of the other sets, it's been a matter of presenting, hey, it's Star Wars and that's cool, and it's whatever character and that's cool, but it's the LEGO large action figure system, and that has its issues. And if only they had just used regular figures or made them look nicer, more like regular action figures, then yeah, it would have been better. But this looks good just all told. as it is for what it is. Those are just my opinions though, of course. Feel free to disagree, or if you'd like to jump on the bandwagon and give this thing some more love, feel free to do that as well. It's entirely up to you. The comment section is open for you now. Thank you for watching. I hope that I showed you everything you wanted to see here. I'll be talking to you again very soon because my next video is on the way.